Hello everyone, my name's Dean, let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is November 12th, 2024, and Bitcoin has hit our upside target of 89K, okay? The target yesterday was set to be 89 or 90K, that's where we went. And I believe that that's where we'll stay. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that, and I'm also going to talk about what this means for altcoins. If that sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. As usual, let's get started with Bitcoin. Let's not waste any time. Bitcoin was targeted to 89 to 90K because of this technical pattern. This technical target was measured, right, by taking this descending broadening wedge of 7 months, the breakout of this from this point right here, superimposing the height of this descending broadening wedge, the maximal height from the site of breakout, gives our target. So we put that up here yesterday. That's what we have. And you can see right now, if we zoom in on the hourly time frame, you can see that we're consolidating, okay? And so for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Consolidation comes in two flavors. When you're consolidating from up to down, that's called a distribution. When you're consolidating from down to up, that's called an accumulation. This is Wyckoff 101, okay? Wyckoff analysis 101. You can Google it. It's quite useful. I think every trader should know basic Wyckoff. And so once you get in here, you start going sideways, right? And eventually you break down, okay? This is going to happen. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And, excuse me, how low. So zooming back out, we talked about this briefly yesterday, but let's just recap quickly. From this point, looking for a obvious level of support, I like this red rectangle right here, okay? And the reason I like this red rectangle is because it is the previous site of support. I didn't talk about this yesterday, but I did show it, but I didn't talk about it. I don't know how many of you noticed it, but look, the price on a high time frame has found resistance at this red rectangle. Okay, for very many months. Okay, this is a 7-month affair, this descending broadening wedge. For many, many months, this not only was a resistance, but this horizontal red rectangle was a resistance, right? And you can see that on the chart. So, given this, that, and that data point, right? Those data points, I really like the idea of flipping this level right here from resistance to support, okay? And that is a principle of technical analysis whereby previous resistance has to be flipped into new support before moving on, okay? So that's what I like about this. Now let's go and pull out some fibs, because we did talk about this yesterday. If this indeed is our level of support that Bitcoin is likely to come back to, it's around 71K. And not only that, more notably, more significantly, this breakout to 89K and after some consolidation, probably hitting 90K, more likely than not, is not going to stop at the 0.618 at the phi ratio, right? Because we expect, well, two things. One, and I said this yesterday, this area right here where we were on the weekend has a bunch of CME gaps, okay? I.e., it pumped on the weekend. Friday, we were here. Towards the end of the weekend, Monday, we were here. Obviously, the US dollar currency index wasn't trading for all this time. It has to retrace upon this. So that's a big CME gap right here, okay? Chicago Mercantile Exchange CME gaps, look it up if you don't know the concept. But CME gaps are filled almost 100% of the time, okay? So that CME gap's likely to be filled. The other thing is we are likely to break the 0.618. Although this looks super impulsive, and it is, it's not a pure impulse insofar as it only retraces to the 0.618, the phi ratio. It's very likely to do a corrective retracement, okay? And so that's what I'm seeing on this chart, a corrective retracement down to this red level. And that corrective retracement, it ultimately takes this very nice, let's get rid of this descending broadening wedge, because I think this is confusing. Let's do this. Now, do you see what I'm thinking? You just put in not only a 7-month descending broadening wedge, or megaphone pattern, as a lot of traders like to call it, but you just put in a massive inverse head and shoulders. And that massive inverse head and shoulders, or massive bullish reversal pattern, is what's going to catapult Bitcoin into the next phase, the next bull run. Okay? Because let's be honest, even though we're making gradual, regular upwards momentum in price action, hasn't been a bull run really for the entire cryptocurrency market. That comes once this pattern of 7 months is retested. So do expect that big retest. I really like that 70 to 73K level. Actually, 70 to 71. I like 70 to 71. All right, Bitcoin's coming back down there, right? We went up higher than expected. We're going to come down lower than expected, very likely, okay? So I think that this is basically my read on Bitcoin. Boom, boom, okay? And when can we hit that? Maybe we hit that on Friday, which is the next full moon, and the weekend, but it may take a little longer. Who knows? We'll see. But that is definitely what I'm seeing for Bitcoin in the immediate short term. So if you're in Bitcoin, great idea. This is non-financial advice, but financial advice. Great idea to sell your position at this point, because it's very likely that we're in distribution, and that distribution ultimately leads to a 17%, 18, 19% drawdown. Okay, almost a 20% drawdown. So that's what I'm seeing in Bitcoin. But before that happens, okay, and let's get something straight. When that happens, altcoins will also retrace. But before that happens, as Bitcoin goes sideways in consolidation, altcoins will play. And that's what's just starting to happen. Okay? And let's look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, because I mean, this is really the story here. Although Bitcoin going to 90K is amazing, the big story is everything else in crypto, which is all the altcoins. And this particular indicator, the Bitcoin dominance indicator, which seems to have been going up forever. I mean, look at this. Look at that. I mean, that is insane. Look at that right here. That is an uptrend if I've ever seen one. Just chopping up and up and up and up and up. Finally, you're at a point where you're seeming to put in a distributive pattern. So let's zoom in really quickly on the daily. And so yesterday, or not yesterday, so a few days ago, maybe beginning of the week, we got this. That was an altcoin sort of move to the upside. Very nice. Now, big altcoin move side and downwards right here. Expect a series of these, which will ultimately take this down. So the name of the game right here is, in altcoins right now, if you go on the 4-hourly time frame, you can see very clearly that Bitcoin dominance is coming down, right? So we have this corrective pattern here. And if you know your distributive channels, right? So like basically you're going to consolidate for a bit. You're likely to consolidate for a bit. if you know the anatomy of a distribution channel, you know that this has to do a few of these before breaking down. So just following Bitcoin dominance as it goes up and down this channel is mighty helpful for understanding when to be in alts, when to be in Bitcoin, when to de-risk, when to go risk on, I think. Okay, so now, quite likely, given that we're at this resistance, we're going to come down. Alts are probably going to run for the next few days. I'm thinking until the end of the week, right? Or close to the end of the week. And then, you know, it rotates back. Once Bitcoin falls, that's when you get that back again. And then, you know, Bitcoin starts to consolidate, alts go down again. So it's tricky, but, you know, we have some help with Bitcoin dominance indicator. And last but not least, the total 3 indicator, which again is all the altcoins minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So my trading view just went crazy, and I have to open the total 3 chart again. So let me do that. Excuse me. Guys, let's take this time. Like the video if you're getting value. Share, subscribe. Consider buying me a coffee at the pinned comment below. All right. So total 3, like I said, it's all of the it's everything in TradingView, all the assets minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it just gives you a decent idea as to what's going on with the altcoins. And as I said yesterday, and I've been saying for the past few episodes, this is the target. We have yet to hit it. We're kind of in no man's land. We're consolidating. So, and how did we get this target? Once again, we took the technical target, the height of this bullish reversal pattern superimposed from the side of breakout. That gives us that target right there. So we're kind of in the middle of it. So we know that alts have a bit to go. And obviously this is not all altcoins. This is an aggregate indicator. Some altcoins have run already or started to run already. Dogecoin, XRP, the top 10, Tron, right? But then the lower cap altcoins are going to start if they haven't yet. So you can see that here. All right. So that's pretty much it. You know, I would just really be focused on the Bitcoin dominance indicator and what Bitcoin's doing. And then, you know, try to take advantage of some big altcoin runs. I think, you know, a good 20-30% move is coming for a lot of altcoins. Like we saw that in Cardano. We saw that in, what else did we see that in? Dogecoin. Yeah. So expect the top 10 to run, and then the medium and then lower caps probably today, tomorrow, right? So that's all that I've got for you. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe. If you got value, consider buying me a coffee at the pinned comment below. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.